Hi together. My name is Leon and I'm excited to welcome you to a new CSS-Forum Q&A sessions. Today we have Andrea from SmartSystems with us, who will tell more about the new products, including the X1 Lite, X1 Lite Plus, and the new monitors, of course. And of course,
Hi
you
guys.
have also the... Hi, Andrea. Of course, you have also the chance to ask all your questions. So I think let's get started. So Andrea,
Okay,
welcome and nice to have you here.
it's a pleasure to be here as a very, very wonderful way to communicate with all the people, the new products. And guys, if you have any kind of question, don't be shy and just ask, because we have a lot of things to explain, new arms, new two arms, the monitor, the Zen. We will introduce two new springs for Arm X1 and X1 Lite and one Lite Plus. We have also the Versahead here. So if you have any kind of question, don't hesitate and just ask.
Yeah. Also, just put it in the chat or raise your hand and you can also ask the question live via camera. So you choose. I would say let's start, Andrea, with the
Yeah.
first question. So we have some questions in advance from the registrations
Okay.
via email. So let's start with the first one. What are the main difference between the ARM X1 Lite and X1 Lite Plus?
Okay, I show you directly on the website because the two arms right now are in London for the upcoming BSC Expo. So basically, the two arms, as you can see from the payload, are more focused on the X1 Lite Plus with up to 23 kilograms or 50 pounds. So more focus on broadcast from 10 kilograms to 23. And the X1 Lite is very, very for the very light setup. You know, there is a lot of new technologies around very low weights. So basically, we define the X1 Lite to be perfectly centered from 6 to 14 kilograms. Why different? Because between X1 and X1 Lite E series is that we try to find a way in order to reduce the cost in manufacturing, in order to offer to you a very good quality product at the same time with a very, very interesting price. So as you can see on the web, I open here the two diagrams. This is for the former X1, and this is for the X1 Lite Plus. Let's start with the X1 Lite. We have two new springs, respect the blue and the green. Sorry, the blue and the black are the green and the red. And as you can see, we have a very perfect centered payload for each combination. Only two springs. Basically, the ARM X1 Lite and the Lite Plus has only two springs active, and explain you the difference between Lite and Lite Plus. So basically, up to the X1 Lite is offered up to 15 kilograms with the standard 0.5-inch arm post. But if you need more payload, you can buy an additional kit that help you to reach the 18 kilograms. At the same time, the Lite Plus start from 10 and reach 23. Show you by design. This is the Lite Plus. Here and here we have two pre-compressed springs. So basically we pre-tune these springs in factory, and here and here there are the two springs you can change.
Okay, so you can only change two springs, so the other
Yes.
two are fixed. Okay, interesting.
Yes. The most important part, in my opinion, is to help the customer to evolve with the use of the Steadicam or with these sleds or its setup. So basically, the idea was to create the X1 Lite in this way. As you can see on the X1 Lite, there is no spring here, no spring here, only here and here. And the idea is that if the customer buy this one, can later upgrade to the X1 Lite Plus.
Okay,
there is a simple upgrade, so the bones are the same. We have only some parts that are missing in the X1 Lite. So it's very easy to increase and evolve to new payloads as soon as the customer need more payloads, because starting from very low weights and reach, for example, a broadcast area of interest. Yes, as you can see, the announcement upgrade service. So we start with this one, and with this service can be done in the United States via the SmartSystem USA branch we have there in Los Angeles, or for the rest of the world, we can upgrade the X1 Lite to Lite Plus directly here in our headquarters. What else? There is a bag for the two arms. Nothing more right now, but
what is the weight difference?
The reducing cost.
What is the weight difference between the arms?
Yes,
between the X1 Lite, X1 Lite Plus, and the X1.
Absolutely, the Lite is about 3.5 kilograms, so it's very, very lightweight. The X1 Lite Plus weight a little more. It's more or less 4 kilograms. It's about 4.1 kilograms. And as you can see, if you want to compare it with the former RMX1, just for reference, we have a fully loaded RMX1 with 4 springs. We have a 4.5 kilograms.
Interesting.
So 3.5, 4, and 4.5. These are the range of the weights of the arm, and this part explains very clearly that the X1 is able to carry from 6 to 34. Other arms are focused on other specific low weights.
Nice. So the second question that I had from the email is, how well do the X1 Lite and X1 Lite Plus perform in extreme temperatures, such very hot or cold environments?
Exactly as the RMX1. So basically, there is no problem for cold environments, hot environments, because we rely on compression springs. So basically, our compression springs, we are one of the new springs, the green and the red ones, are very designed to be perfectly straight in the manufacturing process, and also are compressed and stretched also in the oven at 400 degrees. So basically, once the system, once the springs are painted, they are basically, there is no change in their performance with temperature and of course in time. So if you have a very cold environment or very hot environment, you will have nothing more than the same arm, as 20 degrees Celsius is the standard temperature we can define as standard environment.
Nice. So if everybody other has a question, so please just ask. So otherwise I will go to the sent questions. So and also important question: what kind of maintenance is required for your arms?
What, sorry?
What kind of maintenance is required?
Oh yes. So as for the X1, the same. Basically, we define there is a platform. Can you reach you just to show you is care.smartsystem.com. And here in this platform, the user can register, and inside there are some videos we can explain exactly which is the maintenance of the arm. Basically, it's clean, keep it dry, nothing more, and add some grease here and there. And there is a specific grease we have on our website here. Let's check for grease. Here you are. This is the special maintenance grease. It's the same syringe you can use for all the X1 series, the former X1 and the Lite. So nothing more than a sort of lubrication and standard cleaning after heavy rain, just to remove the moist, the dust, moist, and keep it dry as possible. As every product, you know, nothing specific.
Yeah. Nice. So,
One suggestion we give always to every customer is that if you are planning not to use the arm for more than 72 hours, 3 days or more,
so
because
detune it
you're
or
stuck, just release the tension of
yeah.
springs.
Okay.
It's not for the springs, it's just to think that the arm is constricted in a position, in a case for a long time. So when you start to using, you can hear some clicks of the spring that need to reposition after the store in the case. So the suggestion we give to everyone is if you plan not to use it, just release the tension. Don't need to remove the springs, just release the tension.
Can you explain how long it takes to change the cores or the springs? So for the regular
About
X1,
2 minutes, 3 minutes, no, nothing more. Yeah, because
so it's just
only
from one side in and out and etc.
Yes, you have only to remove the spring preload screw, and after you can remove directly the springs from the canister and put the new springs and you put the back.
And so on. For the X1, you have 4 springs, and
yes,
for the X1 Lite, you have only 2.
only 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for the X1, as said, the X1 Lite Plus have 2 pre-compressed spring tuned here, and we have this, and this can be tuned by the customer. And for the X1 Lite, here and here there are springs, and here and here are completely empty, just to reduce weight.
Nice. So, an interesting question here. So, can the X1 Lite the Lite Plus be used for both gimbal and Steadicam setups?
Yes, of course.
So, yeah.
Absolutely, yes. It's a standard arm. So basically, nothing changed. Nothing changed compared to Arm X1. So the same mating block.
So the socket
Here
block,
we
everything
use
is fine.
the aluminum one, while the Arm X1 we offer the standard, the metal one, the stainless steel. Basically, the customer that want to use this stainless steel mating block can easily mount on the Arm X1 Lite series without any kind of problem.
Interesting.
As we took advantage of our patent on the springs, on the spring system, and we enlarged in order to be focused exclusively on the low payloads. For example, the X1 Lite series, so Lite and Lite Plus, has no X-tune. We remove completely the X-tune. So there is no possibility, as the former X1, to change the behavior of the arm. So there is only one setup. You have not to worry about how to tune it also that. So basically, this is one of the other elements that we removed from the former X1 in order to reduce the price.
So we have a first question from Brian Treep from Canada. Hi, Brian. Can you explain your experience with deciding to go with stainless steel sockets, blocks versus titanium?
Stainless steel respect titanium. Yes, basically because I, as engineer, prefer much more the stainless steel in the parts that are subjected to fatigue, and the mating block is a part that is much there is much fatigue on it, because you know that you have a lot of all the loads of your camera is downloaded on your vest exactly on the mating block.
At this point,
Yes, and the design of the mating block is the same since the first version of Steadicam. So there is some parts that could be improved. One of that could be the mating block, but basically it's a standard. So we have to maximize the possibility to get it in to be as reliable as possible. I have no reference to other manufacturers use titanium. I know there is other manufacturer that use stainless steel with some coating that resemble the titanium, but not titanium at all. In my knowledge, of course, titanium is very, very good, but as ergo could be for fatigue, could be not so capable as the stainless steel. And this is not a standard stainless steel material, but is a special alloy we tested here with the possibility to sustain a lot of cycles. So load over load, load over load. This is the main reason. You know that is heavier than titanium, but in my opinion, is much more important to be in the safe side on the mating block, respect on the weight side, so low weight.
Thank you. So I hope it's fine, Brian. Okay, so let's see what we have here from the older questions. So the payload we have. So the possibility to upgrade the X1, you have already answered. You can upgrade the X1 Lite to the Lite Plus.
Yes, of course.
So, but the upgrade path is only for the X1 Lite to the X1 Lite Plus, not for the X1, or?
No. The Lite series can be upgraded from the Lite to Lite Plus, but you cannot reach the X1.
Okay, perfect. So that's the separate arms.
Yes.
Okay.
We defined the Lite series to be different.
So okay, let's jump to your new monitor. Here's a question from similar question to mine also. So I'm also an old Transvideo user. So
Okay.
it's a long time Transvideo user. I'm used to rugged monitor for taut outdoor conditions. How well is this SmartSystem's monitor suited for demanding environments like sports broadcast and bad weather conditions?
The weather, yes. Basically, the monitor we tested in every possible harsh environment. As you can see on the videos, we have videos here on the website just to be able to see you here, where we tested extensively on the rain, as you can see in this video. So it's almost clear that we try to keep the monitor as waterproof as possible. It's not a waterproof monitor, but we define it more water managed. The first idea was to make a completely sealed monitor. But since we have to deal with 3,200 nits of backlight, and 3,200 nits means a lot of heat to dissipate. And since there is the case is completely aluminum, we have the problem with enlarging and shrinking of the case. So the first prototype was perfectly sealed, but this doesn't work as soon as the monitor will become hot, or the same when you are working in a cold environment. So because the aluminum is shrinking. So the idea was, okay, water, enter, but go where I want. So for this reason, we create these outlets here. I hope you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, here. So basically, the water can exit from here, can enter on from the top of the monitor and exit here. All the boards are conformed, so there is no problem with the water. Of course, we define it in order to sustain sudden water, a sudden rain, and not as in the video under a very under washer. No, in the water hose or something like that. But it works. So
for sports it's important. When doing soccer on bad weather days, so it's important. So.
Yes. The most important is to understand that after you use the monitor, just keep it powered on at the full power. So basically, you can also the temperature will raise, and we help the vapor inside to exit from the monitor. And if you operate with the monitor, don't use it in this position. I know that there is a lot of customers that prefer to keep it perfectly straight. When there is rain, always use a little slanted so the water can enter and exit from the monitor. So you have always to keep this.
So, but the water is going outside of the electronics, not through your electronics or the displays.
Exactly. Since very, very simple but very effective. Also, since it is touch, as you can see here, is completely touch monitor. You can remove the touch option. So if there is some raindrops will interfere with the panel, you can simply double click it, and there is a lock here, and there is no more possibility to interact with the monitor via the touch, but only with the button. If you want to enable it, just double click it.
So you have already answered the brightness question. So 3,200 nits. So
yeah,
is this a boost mode or it's a regular 3,200?
Yes, it's something like that. I think that's it's difficult to let you imagine it, but it's very, 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 very bright.
Another question from Brian. Would you recommend to covering the monitor during the rain with transparent plastic or just let the rain hit the monitor unprotected?
You can, of course, some sort of protection is always welcome, okay? The most important part is to keep it in this position and let the outlets free. This is the most important part.
Okay.
So if you want to put something
no
plastic
gaffer
here,
tape on the okay. No gaffer tape on the hose. Okay.
exactly. Otherwise, we can see the water actually from the bottom. It's not not so cool.
Okay, nice. So, and other important questions. So the horizon is not included in the monitor. It's not installed in the monitor. So it's
The
an
Zen?
external part. The Zen, yeah.
Yeah. The Zen is an external device.
So, but monitor itself has no horizon.
No Zen inside.
Oh, okay, no
No,
Zen inside.
no, for a reason, because we took advantage of what we learned with the previous version, the SM7-3K-Z. We understood that having a digital sensor inside the monitor relied too much with the stiffness of the monitor mount. So basically, if you have a monitor mount that is not perfectly stiff or crooked, or there is some vibration on it, you can have the feeling that something is wrong with your balancing, but because the monitor is not fixed. In this case, you can see I configured the Zen for the tilt and for the roll, but I can move also the monitor without any interference, of course, because there is a separate unit. And I said that we designed this also to take advantage of the XT bus technology. The XT bus is a new communication protocol we designed and let us to interconnect the device here to the monitor with a simple cable. As you can see, there is no other cables to power it. So the XT cable can also carry the load, the power.
So, okay, you can daisy chain to the other.
Exactly. The monitor is always the latest device. In this case, for example, the Zen is a pass-through device. So we have two outputs or two inputs, as you can see here. So you can daisy chain products, and that's it. So nothing more easy. The Zen can be mounted where you want in every position. The system automatically understands.
So you have a clamp, or that's a like 50 mil clamp or 90 mil clamp, or
yes, we have various options here. Show you just to give you the reference clamp. Check what the website will offer. Okay, here you are. There is a mini clamp for 19 millimeters and for 16 millimeters. So you can exchange the mounted one with the new one in order to accommodate your sled.
Okay, interesting.
So as you can see,
so
for example,
you have all of the functions. So you have the marking options, everything, masts, and
the monitor or the Zen?
Monitor itself. So
the monitor, we have a lot of function.
So overlays, everything. What
yes, for example, we have let's check it out together. So in image, we have an anamorphic squeeze, crop and zoom. For example, crop and zoom is very interesting because I can imagine that I want to crop in this position and I want to crop the top. Maybe I want to focus on the ArmX1 word like this, okay? And then I want to zoom it.
Okay,
I can assign to, for example, F1. So as soon as I disable it, enable it, it's very easy to do. Let's check what we have always on the image. So anamorphic set, okay, the various anamorphic types, image flip, of course, freeze. On the marker, we have various parts that are more Steadicam related. So cinema guides, for example, I can enable the cinema guide. I can assign to F5. So right now, enable to F5. I want to make a user one, so I can create what I need in this way. For example, I can change the color. Maybe blue is okay, or maybe red. Safe areas, the same cross-hatch. I can create the same cross, different color, different thickness. You can assign, for example, to F8. So you can create your
lot of functions, definitely.
You can do the most important one. I think that is very simple, but it's very effective. Is the crosshair, because you need the crosshair big as this. So you can
Yeah, perfect.
full screen.
That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah.
So you can create, of course, your idea. And for example, when you have the function assigned, if you keep pressed and it blink green, it means that there is a function associated with the button. F7, for example, there is no association, so I can associate the crosshair to F7. As you can see, I can remove what I need, what I don't need easily. And with the idea with the memory banks, we introduced with the new release, the memory banks, I can create on my own recipe for the camera I use. For example, I can use this for Harry, the memory banks too. Here, with another setup, as you can see, there is no more function assigned. But if you switch to the previous one, I have all the function I previously assigned ready to be redefined immediately.
So you have also focus assist functions with peaking or?
Yes, you're right. I totally forgot it. Marker assist. Yes, assist, focus assist. Can you label it the various colors? As you can see, I don't know if he's able to see it, but in this case, I enable the focus assist, the sharpness, zebra. I can enable the zebra here, the various level, just to show you. As all the setups can be assigned to, for example, you have F3 free, so I can assign to F3. Remove it, just for check field, also check field for the various colors. False color, array, spectrum, waves, waveform. So we have, I can also assign to F2. In this case, I overwritten the F2 setup, so I didn't check before assign to F2. Vectorscope. I'll remove this. Vectorscope. Here. We have also Y histogram is behind that here. And then we have what do we have? RGB. If you need every kind of information you can need from a monitor should be here. The SM7-PRO is a separate menu and give you all the information for the SM7-PRO. So basically, when the system is connected, it can help you with the serial number, the firmware, and the bootloader version of the SM7-PRO. You can assign the SM7-PRO to a menu, to a button, sorry. So in this case, F4. So I want to enable to F4. Axis. Axis we have axis 1, 2, and 3 up to 3 axes. So in this case, I can add the roll here, the tilt here, and the side-to-side acceleration. Then the style, so bar, dot, horizontal, vertical, normal, inverted. I always put the pitch in vertical, but if you're crazy enough, you can also use the in horizontal way. The side-to-side, the same, safe areas. For example, for the roll, we can define a safe areas 2 degrees, for the pitch 2 degrees, and for side-to-side 0.5 G. Resolution, we have for roll, that's a larger 5 degrees, for pitch 5 degrees, and for side-to-side 1 G. Speed, real time, or fast, medium, slow, and slot. For example, just to give you a different for the roll side-to-side, I put on slow.
So that's cool.
So I have roll here. Side-to-side here. And pitch. As soon as you change the orientation of the Zen, the system automatically understands the new orientation and make the 0. So this became the roll. This is the pitch. This is the roll. This is the side-to-side.
So that's the other question. So I think that's answered already. You have no of the what Transvideo has this acceleration problem with the movement with the gyro. So it's
we put a lot of effort in order to use not only one sensor but 2 sensors. The difference between the Zen and other system is that Zen, the former one and the Pro one, has 2 sensors respect only one. So you have more information, more data. You can fuse, understand if you are effectively drifting, or there is some interference from a sensor that can trick you. So in this case, there is another CPU that take all the information, and if both information are coherent, are outputted. Otherwise, there is a sort of there is an algorithm that understand which is the wrong information respect the correct one. It's very, very complicated, but very effective.
Nice. What's the weight of the monitor?
The weight?
Yeah.
The weight of the monitor?
Monitor, yeah.
The monitor is 1.4 kilograms, if I remember well. Let me check, just to be sure and give you wrong information.
I think that's
1.3.
It's lighter, yeah. Oh, nice.
Little
That's
lighter.
lighter than the Transvideo, yeah.
Yes, we tested on the sleds, and basically we found that 1.3 kilogram with the modern batteries is the good balance in order to have a perfect centered situation with the monitor and batteries. You know, with the new technology, the battery is getting smaller, more powerful than before, so smaller and lighter. So we found that 1.3 kilograms would be
that's good. So I have the 8-inch Transvideo and the small HD, and the small HD is too light and Transvideo is too heavy. So I think you're perfect in the middle.
Yes, basically we are in between.
Yeah, perfect. That's good. Nice. So is there any low mode monitoring?
Yes, we are working hard in order to create the 5-inch monitor, and we have the prototype on my desk. It works very well. The cool part
on this desk here, or?
No, unfortunately not here on the lab, and it's not good looking because you have a panel here, the board here, another board here, so it's not absolutely, but is working. The most important part is that the 5-inch monitor is connected with the XT bus. So all the information, all the settings you can create on the main monitor are automatically transferred to the 5-inch monitor. So if you set up, for example, this grid, the same setup is reported automatically to the 5-inch. So you have not to worry about when you flip the sled from high mode to low mode to reprogram the 5-inch monitor, because you have everything you do in the 7-inch is automatically transferred to the 5-inch. This is the cool part, as well as the Zen. It's the same bus. This is the idea, to create something that is strictly interconnected.
How many pins has the exact bus, so that we will be able to get it to our rigs?
This we took advantage. Yes, we took advantage of our wiring on the matrix LED. So basically, we have already have some communication data from the top to the bottom. For the other sled, we can try to find a solution. We are working also in a wireless dongle. So basically, you can attach a dongle on the bottom, a dongle on the top, and you can intercommunicate with wireless. It's not more effective because we are communicating in this distance. Okay, but if there is no communication.
But if my slide has a free line to the bottom, so with 5 pins, so I have maybe the possibility to get the signal down.
I think, for example, the Artemis 2, for example, I know there is a communication data from the bottom to the top, and we can take advantage of this line if there are no other devices connected to it to pass our information.
So that's what I'm asking. I know my Artemis 2, I have a communicator, I think Ethernet connector from the bottom to the top. So
yes,
with 7 pins,
S-bus, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes.
So I think, but the question was the same for Brian. So I think the question is answered. But another question from Brian is also, are you able to mount a gold mount battery plate on the backside of the monitor if we desire some extra weight?
Absolutely, yes. In this way, there is these 6 screws. You just remove these screws and put the plate here, and there is a jumper to the main connector. We don't create the handhole here in order to make it as waterproof as possible. So basically, you have only a jumper, and I can show you on the website. There is stabilizer, monitor. Here you are. This is for the 3-stud plate. So as you can see, it's a plate with an interface plate and an interconnection table from DTAP. Very simple. Not only girl mount, but also V-lock, if I remember.
Nice. That's cool. So, but you see, you have also all kind of monitor brackets also for the
monitor bracket. Yeah, we have various monitor brackets. As you can see on the monitor, we have only lateral attachment here. But always returning to the website, we have also this is a cage. You can mount directly, and you have advantage of the central attachment. So if you have a sled that have only the central attachment, you can use this cage to mount.
So you regularly have only side mounts.
Yes, you mount this directly on the side mount of the monitor, and show you in this way. Add you the possibility, and as you can see, there is the outlets here in order for the water as previously. Of course, we have, if you could be interested on components, there is somewhere here is the new springs for the arm, the blue and the green and the black, and the green and the red. Not here. This is the SE bracket, can be mounted directly natively, and here we have also, there is no here. Here there is a hole, not in this picture, but there is a hole for 1/4. So basically you can use it as a standard attachment, or you can take other clamps here and there. There is a lot of possibilities on the website. You just browse it and you find the clamp.
You have definitely a lot of products on your website.
Yes, we tried to offer as much as possible possibilities to our customer, because you know that we manufacture everything internally. So basically for us, adding a clamp or adding a rods for the 19 millimeters or 16 millimeters is not a problem. We can manufacture directly as for the customer needs. So a lot of customer means a lot of possibilities, and the website try to put everything inside.
Another question from Trine. I'm still using a XCS monitor bracket. Which one of your brackets would you recommend using with it?
But basically, if there is this distance, I don't remember if that kind of bracket has the lateral attachment or not. I think yes.
I think yes, yeah.
Yes.
Or Brian, it's a side attachment or an XCS bracket.
Sorry.
It uses a spot. Okay.
In any case, just check this width is 195 millimeters. So if your monitor mount can be regulated for this.
And what of monitor? But you have also own monitor brackets. Can you something recommend from your side?
For a monitor bracket, you can use this. Absolutely, yes. Monitor bracket. This is the one we use on our sleds. So here, maybe in page, this is the standard one, for example, for 40 millimeter, but we have also other clamps for different post diameter, for 1 inch, 2 inches, 1.75, etc., etc. So as you can see, this is, in my opinion, a very, very effective system, works very well. And we recently added also, remember well, the straight bracket, if the customer don't want the slanted one. Here, this one.
Okay.
So you can also put this on the monitor mount, so you have more straight position, respect the slanted one.
Nice.
A question of preference.
Nice. So the 5-inch monitor, also the low mount monitor, will be also really bright. So
not 2200, because the maximum we can reach is 2000.
But that's enough. Okay, that's fine. That's enough.
But it's enough.
Yeah, that's really enough.
And the problem with the brightness is to manage the heat, the heat generated by the LED backlight, the LED backlight. This is the most problematic part. And if you have a 7-inch, you have more area you can use for dissipate.
Cooling,
you have, yes, to cool the device. But if you have a very smaller device, the problem is to dissipate. And we want to be noiseless. So basically without any kind of fun.
Nice. I think Brian has a question. So again.
Hey man, can you hear me?
Hi.
Yes. Hi, Brian.
Hey guys. I'm sorry, I didn't get a clear answer. So this is the monitor bracket that I'm using from XCS. I would still like
Okay,
to use my monitor bracket. And my question is, you see here, this is the spud opening like a pro
okay,
monitor
okay,
bracket.
Ah, now I understand.
So
okay,
I would like
okay.
to be able to drop a spud attached to your monitor U bracket. So do you have one that would work with this bracket?
No, but we can manufacture it. No
Oh,
problem.
okay.
No problem. We don't have that, but if you give to us some information about the emitter, the dimension, or whatever, we can manufacture everything. So we have no
Okay.
problem about that. If you need an adapter, or we can create the adapter you need to use, for example, just to return on the website. If you want, if you like this idea, let me find it just for a second. Oops, where is sure. This one? So basically, we can create something that can attach here and go directly on your setup. You can maybe it could be an idea just thinking loud with you. Nothing
Yeah.
too.
And that one that you just showed me, are you able to position the monitor down below the bars of the monitor bracket, or must it stay in this fixed position?
In this version, yes, because the idea is only fixed on the upper part. It cannot be rotated. Okay, but we are designing a new this new part. We are thinking about removing the bubble, because if you have the Zen, you are not interested in the bubble, of course,
Yeah.
and create a sort of attachment so you can rotate it and go down, respect the bars of your monitor mount. You can rotate it around the bars.
Yeah, because I always want to have that option. Sometimes, depending on the configuration, I would like to raise the monitor up, but then
And
other
then you
times I
go
like to make
down.
it, yeah, I'm still one of these old fuddy-duddies that likes
Yeah,
coplanar
tilted a
ideas,
little
right?
bit.
Yeah, yeah. So I would love that this option to be able to position to swivel it up, upper or lower position.
Yes, consider that, and it maybe I don't know. No, it's not a solution, because using the straight bracket will not solve your issue, because basically you're rotating this, not moving this in this position.
That's
So
right.
basically, you're rotating this, so it's not a solution for your need. So basically, we need to create a new attachment here. This one, new attachment here that let you rotate completely the system
Hmm.
from above to below the roots.
So in the meantime, I don't want to promote other people or anything on your Zoom, but is it compatible with a cam jam? Because the cam jam allows to go upper and lower.
CamJam is a very good monitor mount. So basically, they design also some parts for this monitor. So if you have already the CamJam, or it works very, very well. I have to create something to work like the CamJam. Right now, I have nothing that rotate completely the monitor mount. We have only
Gotcha.
on
I
top,
think I
or
think the
you can
width
rotate it and
it's
put on the
yeah.
bottom.
I think the width is really good, so you can adapt it to all of the CamJam brackets, definitely.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
They already make something for us. I sent to them all the specification of the monitor, so I think they created something that works directly with the monitor.
Cool. And then I wanted to just circle back to the information that you're feeding from the Zen to
Yep.
the 5-inch monitor and the upper portion of the sled. So I have like 4 SDI lines in my XCS Ultimate 3 HD sled. Do you
Yes.
think that you would be able to send this information through an SDI line in the
No.
sled?
Unfortunately,
Mhm.
no, because basically once you manipulate the SDI, it's not possible to clean the information, because in this case you have no problem, because you have 4 lines, so you can use the SDI as a carrier for the information.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
but mainly most of these LEDs are only two lines, and we prefer to move the information in a digital world without working on the SDI. So the only way is to try to find a way to pass the XT bus communication from the bottom to the top of your sled. This is the only way to use the XT bus. Or we are designing also as I said, the wireless interconnection dongle. So from the bottom to the top, you can use it with the wireless devices, a sort of two dongles, one on the bottom, one on the top, so the master and slave, and basically all the information are carried wireless. I think that XCS have some data lines possible that you have a couple of wiring, a couple of wire that interconnect from the bottom to the top, only for
Not for data. Yeah, it's power and video only.
Okay, power and video.
So obviously
I
would
a very crazy idea, but I need to check it, is to change the carrier. So basically we can try to transform the information from XT bus to something that can be transferred directly on an SDI line. So we use SDI as a carrier. So there is no video here, but data.
Yeah.
Basically, SDI is a data, is a serial communication. So I think it could be feasible. We only need to try it, of course.
Yeah. And those dongles that you speak about, what's the physical dimension and weight of the dongles?
Right now, I have a prototype is something like this. This way.
Tiny.
Very, very tiny. But
the USB stick or something like that. So.
Yes, but I think that your needs open idea in my mind. So basically creating something that can be used on existing SDI line to carry information.
Yeah.
So it could work. It could work.
Nowadays, there's so many sled manufacturers, and often I see more than two SDI lines in newer sleds, regardless of manufacturer. So this might open up usability to multiple sled users for this unit.
Absolutely, absolutely. You center an interesting point. Yes, of course. We only, because when you start speaking about serial communication, we have always in your mind communication data. So basically communication cables, twisted cables. You have in mind the Ethernet cable for your PC or your Mac, but since we are using a serial and basically we have only two information, we can create something that can move back and forth on SDI. You open a door in my mind, so thank you.
Sorry. I give you one more thing to think about.
Absolutely, and thank you for that. Absolutely.
I'm very attracted to your new monitor. This to me looks like it solves a lot of problems, so I'm very interested in it, and I really that's why I'm asking all these questions.
Absolutely. I try to find a solution.
Okay.
Absolutely. And
thanks.
Keep you posted.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure, man.
So, Andrea, and I think you have also some new stuff that you will present now this week in London, or can you talk a little bit about it?
What you have. Basically, these two simple springs are the core for the Lite series, but we found that will enlarge a lot the usability of ARMX1 with high payloads. Basically, just because we like diagrams, I like diagrams. As you can see, the concept for ARMX1 is always to use the less number of springs heavily compressed. So if you have 21 kilograms, is very much better to use 4 blue rather than blue and black, because 4 blue is here, so heavily compressed. Here, blue and black are very lightly compressed. So it's the same concept.
So it works better when you're on a maximum range of the component.
Exactly. So for example, it's the same for the 18 kilograms. Using 4 blue at half is no advantage, rather than use only 2 black springs at maximum. So as you can see, we had a spot here, we miss a spot here, and we miss a spot here. And I found that mixing the new springs of this Lite series with the blue and black springs for the ARMX1, we had very, very interesting results here and here.
Yes. Especially for the heavier setups, yeah.
What, sorry?
Especially for the heavy setups, like Trinity and Omega,
yeah. Yes, absolutely. Because here we are almost aligned. We have no problem. We also released the feeder light that is somewhere, just to show you. Support, download, ARMX1, and feeder light. is the feather light version. So you can mix with the feather light with the blue and black, and you can also get much more interesting in this area. But the new blue and green, green and red are much very interesting for the missing spot in this area here and this area here. And we'll try on the BSC. Of course, we try that on BSC. What we are, of course, on the BSC, we also carry the Versahead. That is a universal top stage. We can mount universally on every sled as on our metric sled. Right now, this is the old top stage. It can be mounted, the new one, very easily.
What's the weight of the
the weight of the is about 800 grams, 900 grams. It's not hyper light, of course, but because the idea, show you just on the top, the idea on the top stage was to create a platform. So the idea was to create something that can be upgraded in time with the customer needs. So basically, these 6 screws help you to remove this part, access the inside of the top stage, and you can change completely this part if there is a new standard in the future. So if there is no more this standard but a different.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you have only this part is the mechanics compartment, and this is the plate part, the plate bracket. Another important part is that, as you can see, maybe.
So theoretically, you can also make some SAM adapters that you can go directly on the SAM plate, or a SAM plate, or.
Yes, absolutely, yes. Or make adapters or directly this part. You remove this, put the one for SAM, and you have a different system with the same
top stage.
Top stage. Another important part of this top stage, especially for the user that have volts, is that the volt that you can attach here is always centered on the post. So you can check this as a reference. As soon as I move it, I can slide everything, but this part is completely fixed.
That's smart.
It's very interesting because a lot of top stage, when you move side to side, change completely the position also of the volt.
Yeah, that's true.
But in this case, the Versahead will give you the possibility to keep this part, the exit here, completely centered in the post, without any kind of interference with the move. When you move side to side, you move exclusively the camera and not all the item attached on it. For example, the low mode monitor will be always in center with the post. And the cool part of the Versahead is the double safety lock. So basically, we have here. This is the first safety. So as soon as you hear this click, the system is not able to slide out. It's completely lock it. And this is the second. As you can see, this part will give you the.
So you have the slide and the top mount.
Yeah. Even if I remove it in this way, there is always the safety engagement, safety lock. So we took a lot of effort in order to grant the safety for the low mode, because when you are in low mode, all the valuable things are attached to this part.
Yeah.
So we want that for some reason, some will fail. The system will always be able not to slide out.
Yeah.
But always lock it.
Nice.
Yes, these are all the things that we will carry on BSC this week.
So what's next on your pipeline? Some rigs or vests or something like that?
No, on the vest, we are still on the Lite one. We are working with the clever guy with a new prototype for a different vest, but it's not our next product. The next product will be for sure the 5-inch monitor. This is our aim.
Yeah.
And right now with the new, with the Lite series arms, the Lite vest is the perfect bundle to start.
Another important question: the 5-inch monitor, is a recording function included, or?
which function?
The recording function.
No, yeah, the recording part is one we miss. I know that is something that a lot of people is requesting, but the problem with the recording is that it's very difficult to manage the recording heat generated by the processor with the backlight.
Yeah.
So we decided to not move on the recording. Rather, we have on a closet another project for the external recorder.
Okay.
Very simple. You can attach on the back of the monitor, so you can record.
Okay, that's cool. So maybe you can operate it from the monitor.
Not everything inside, but creates
okay, but that will be great. That will be great. So if I can operate it from the monitor, so that will be really cool there.
Nice. Yeah, everything is connected with the XT bus. The idea is always this tiny cable, then this communication protocol that give you the possibility to create devices that can be interconnected. For example, the monitor could be another menu here, maybe a recorder. You can select.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay.
This is the
so okay, you got me finally with the monitor kit. The trans video is sold.
Yeah, we try to create as me. I think you clearly understand the not only a single product, but rather a lot of Lego bricks. So you can create your own castle, mounting the various Lego bricks as you prefer.
Brian is asking what the nits of the 5-inch monitor. It's like 2200, you say, or the nits of the 5-inch.
2200.
So similar to the small HD.
We reached that backlight. We are trying to improve a little bit, but we need to focus more on the compactness of the monitor.
But similar to the 5-inch small HD. Similar.
Exactly.
To that, so,
exactly. For example, right now the tally, because on this monitor we have also the tally here. We are thinking about remove the tally connector and remove also the power connector, use only the XT bus connector, because we want to remove a lot of outputs in order to be as small as possible. And since the XT bus have 2 pins for power, 2 pins for data. So with a special cable, you can also power the monitor directly, even if you are not involved in XT bus communication directly with a special cable. The idea is that, so reduce a lot of, for example, also the out. The SDI out is something that we are thinking about if it's really necessary for the 5-inch monitor. Because you are on the top, basically, could be interesting or not. If you want to daisy chain, is mandatory.
Yeah, it's maybe for older rigs. I have a backup rig, and when I was using last year once, so the backup rig, and I have only one SDI line there, and sometimes it's helpful, but only for that. Only for older rigs. And
because I think about the SDI in and the SDI out, because we have also the tempo is here. It is a digital SDI splitter. So basically you can mount this on the top of your sled. You can enter with the camera, exit one for the low mode monitor and the other one for the sled.
Nice.
So in this case, you can take advantage of this device in order to also analyze the signal quality of the SDI and having the possibility to remove a connector.
So I like the idea. So you made an ecosystem for the monitors.
Yes, we are trying to create an ecosystem.
I like the idea. I like the idea with the recorder. That's really cool. So that can operate it by the monitor.
Yes, we are trying to make it, because in this way you have removed the problem of the heat. You have another device you can put where you want on the sled. So maybe on the bottom of the sled without interfere with the perfect balance of the monitor, because you know that this monitor was perfectly centered on these holes. It's totally centered. So if you change the balancing of the monitor, this will not affect drastically the balance of your sled, aside for the weight of the cables you're using. So also adding a battery here will completely ruin all the work we did to find.
Yeah, but sometimes you need to wait there. So,
yes, absolutely.
But cool, you have all options. Nice.
We tried.
So I think that's all. So if somebody has another question, any updates on the OG original X1 arm?
The update for our X1 was essentially the new springs.
Okay.
Basically, the new springs will really improve the performance of the arm, especially what a lot of customers found in sort of ISO performance with specific payloads. I think that the idea of using different springs is a good idea. I know that could be annoying to remove and reset the springs, but the springs will give you a range.
Perfect.
So if you change the length, you have not to change completely the spring, so you have more focus and centered respect your payloads. So I think that could be interesting also because they are very cheap devices. So even if you have a kind of issue with the spring, it's very, very cheap.
You could just change it.
Just change it. So the idea is always to, the idea is to create very, very simple devices that can work together. The spring is another brick of the idea around, for example, the X1.
Nice. So I think that's it. So for the record, that was the last question. So
Yep.
I think everybody's happy. So I would say thank you, Andrea. Thank you very much for asking.
It was a real pleasure.
Yeah.
And if someone of you is around London this week, just pass on the booth 305. So you can test it, the new Lite series, the Lite and the Lite Plus series.
So see, you are now also in partnership with Steadicam lessons in LA. So I think
yes, because I totally forgot to say that. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, we are started a partnership with Steadicam lesson with Greg, wonderful person. And we started also collaborate. We created also a branch there in Los Angeles, SmartSystem USA. We are 3 clever guys that we have all the people that have an ARM X1 or all the SmartSystem products, not only for servicing but also for buying equipment.
So if somebody from the West Coast will test the ARM and look
exactly
at the product, so he has
exactly.
That's nice. Cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
So I would say thank you. We see each other by end of the week in London.
Absolutely. I thank you for everyone that passed by and hear me about all the things we have.
Perfect. And guys, if you have any questions, just write an email, send to info@CSS-Forum.com, and I will pass the questions to Andrea directly. So thank you all for joining the Q&A, and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.